Hi there, Capricorn. This is Yvonne, the Mermaid Oracle. Thank you so much for coming in to watch the video for you, Capricorn, December 2025 Love Edition. And we are using the black and white Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I bought it in black and white because usually I'll use a green screen when I'm doing these videos, but because I just came to my new place, I haven't set up here just yet. I'm still actively traveling here. So I just got settled and I said, why not? Why not just make it raw and uncut and not so pretty, right? Sorry, I'm in the city, so you're going to hear people cussing. All right, so let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you for December 2025. We're going to talk about the ex. We're going to talk about those who are single and looking. We're going to talk to those who are in a situationship. For those who are in an on-again, off-again relationship, we're going to talk about those relationships as well. We're also going to talk to those who are newly involved, those who are just freshly dating someone, and for those who are in a committed relationship or who are married. So we're going to talk to different groups today, okay? Because this is a love edition reading. All righty. And we already have a few signs up already. I know I did Pisces earlier today, but I think I was just too far away from the router or something that the Wi-Fi was just not doing so well. And just the live stream came out really, really crappy. I felt like I had really good information, and that live stream was like almost an hour, but we're gonna have to redo that one. But I did already for Leo, Pisces, and also so it was Leo, Pisces, Cancer, but we're gonna redo Pisces. And then right now, Capricorn. And then I'm going to do one more, Scorpio. After this one. And if I'm not feeling too tired, we're just going to go ahead and redo Pisces tonight. But we will see. We will see. All right. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say. I'm trying my best not to smash my cards on the table, because then when I rewatch the video, I'm like, oh my God, I was slamming my cards on the table and it just sounds terrible. All righty. And I kind of did it again. So let's see what we have for. Let's go ahead and start with the X. All righty. Wow, that's wonderful. We're crying over spilt milk. Let's see what's in the bottom. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So let's start with what's in the bottom of the deck. So 6 of Pentacles when it's upright. Now you got it in reverse, but let's talk about it when it's in the upright. Now the upright talks about generosity, even-handedness, okay, too. And this serves sometimes even as a reminder to be generous to those who matter, okay? Let's not be generous to takers. Let's not be generous to those who constantly take and take and take. It's okay to be generous, but also be even-handed as well, okay? Now, when we have this card in reverse, this is referring to an unfair dynamic. This is referring to an unfair dynamic, right? So someone here is probably doing more than the other party. There is a lack of equilibrium. But since this is about the ex, we are crying over spilt milk. You see how this person is looking towards the left, which is representing the past. So someone here is still focused on the past. Someone here is still dwelling over the past, crying over spilt milk. When we have 2 cups right here. And what are the two? What is the 2 of Cups in tarot? When we see the 2 of Cups, it's about a soulmate, right? So the cards are saying, especially with this reading or this love reading right here, we're crying over spilt milk when in the future we have another love opportunity. Might be in December, might not be. That's totally irrelevant, right? Especially since we are referring to the ex right now. Or maybe it might come up in a little bit. We will see. It just depends on what's going to happen for you in the month of December 2025. So, point is, we start off the reading with grief, crying over spilt milk, and someone here who is focusing so much on the past when their focus should be on the future, because there's good things coming in the future. Your challenge or your obstacle here is something about someone breaking up with somebody. So when I see the 10 of Wands in reverse, this is someone letting go of a burden. Okay, maybe the burden of this grief, still holding on to this person. Maybe your challenge is that. Maybe your challenge here is letting go of this burden, relieving this burden from you. And the reason why this is all happening, interesting. Wow. Okay. So the reason why this is all happening is because there is a separation. Again, this is about the ex. So this is really resonating for you guys. I feel this is really, really going. So this is right here just saying that it seems like the reason why we're here in the position of the foundation, there was already a separation. And now, or at least when we come into the month of December 2025, we're crying over spilt milk. We're focusing on the past, and our challenge here is to let go of this burden, to let go of this grief. What's in the past? What else has happened in the past? Because obviously we already know that there was a separation, but what else happened in the past? You could have been involved with a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or this could be someone who has a lot of Jupiter, or a water sign, or a person that has a lot of water and Jupiter in their chart, or a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with Jupiter in their chart, or Sagittarius in their chart, right? So this in the past and passing is telling me right here that you were dealing with someone, most likely a Pisces, most likely a Scorpio, most likely a Cancer, or someone who is a water sign, or someone who has water and Jupiter in their natal chart in certain placements that when they fall in love quickly. But just as quick as they fall in love, they fall out of love. And that's what happened here. And then boom, there was a separation. And now you're left with these thoughts, this grief, crying over spilt milk. And now your challenge here is to let go of the burden, okay? Because we're still holding on to it. We're still holding on to this relationship. What's known to be true, though? 9 of Wands in reverse. So at least I feel like a lot of you guys will end up letting this go. Not for the best, though, or not because you want to heal or because you guys are tired of waiting for this person. I don't see that being the reason why you guys will end up just walking away from this. The reason why you will end up walking away from this is that I feel like the more you guys wait, the more afraid you guys will become of failure or disappointment or nothing happening, that you guys just out of fear of disappointment, we decide to let it go at the end of the day. Okay. In the near future, yeah. As we move forward, waiting and waiting and waiting. But I feel like this experience is going to cause you to be a little jaded. Okay. Now, I've explained the story before, how the Queen of Swords reminds me of an old neighbor of mine. Right. And for those, if you know, you know, for those who have been watching me for years, I mean, I've been here for 10 years, but for those who are new, I've always said before that the Queen of Swords reminds me of an old neighbor I had when I was growing up. And this woman was not nice. Okay. Now, she was my mom's smoking buddy because my mom was a chain smoker. She was a cigarette smoker, and this woman was a cigarette smoker. And she ended up dying in her bed because, like, yeah, she just one day just her lungs got, you know, I think it's the emphysema that you have water in your lungs, and she drowned in her sleep. Right? May she rest in peace. But She was never a nice person. And she always reminded me of the Queen of Swords, someone who, because of her experiences, this person never healed. This person, after the tragedies, and I mean, I can name some of the tragedies that I know, I mean, which aren't very many because she was very discreet, but you can just tell that this woman went through so much that I think she would just work and then one day just hope to die. And when I see this Queen of Swords and it's in the position of the South, I'm worried that this experience is going to cause you to be a bit jaded, Capricorn. I feel like this experience is going to cause you to be cold. And you're going to take this experience as a harsh lesson. Something about how someone, they fell in love, they fell for you so quickly, so fast, but then they fell out of love. There was a separation. Someone here was hurt. And now you were left with crying over spilt milk. And you're challenged with, or your obstacle for December is to let go of the burden. This heavy, heavy, heavy burden, this weight that you're carrying on your shoulders still. Your challenge here is to drop it. Let it go. And I feel like you guys will, but it's the motive that is kind of, I don't want to say hilarious, but in a way, yeah, for a lack of a better word, I guess hilarious. Instead of you walking away because you're advocating for yourself, or you're walking away because someone new, maybe someone new will show up. I mean, we will have to see in the cards. I haven't pulled out all 10 cards yet, but we'll walk away because I feel like as time goes by, the more you wait, which I do see in the near future, the Hanged Man, you will continue to wait in December. Okay, let me hold on a second, guys. All righty. Sorry, I'm like right next to the parking lot of this building, so you're going to be hearing cars coming in and out. So it's telling me right here, you're going to continue waiting and waiting and waiting. And I feel like this experience is going to cause you to become a little bitter about life. Okay? I'll accept a little bit of bitterness for a little bit. Okay? I'll accept it for just a little bit. All righty? But eventually, I do hope that you heal. And as a matter of fact, I do think in your environment or how this other person sees you, I do feel like this person did lose their attraction. Okay, I do see that their attraction was mainly physical. I think this person was physically attracted to you, Capricorn, or at least there was this sexual attraction, or at least there was something carnal about this relationship. But I see that this person is just not into you anymore physically. And I mean, when I think of this card, it just reminds me of how you're so much in control of this person, or at least at one point they felt like you were in control of them. And now, because they fell out of love, they don't feel like you have that control over them anymore. Maybe when they were in love with you, it was almost like you had them under a spell. Interesting, Capricorn. But now that they fell out of love, it's like they're no longer bewitched by you, so to speak, right? And hopes, fears, and or advice, you do have right here the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which this is telling me right here, hopes, fears, and or advice. Look, if you really want to talk to this person again, if you really just wonder where you stand, What's going on? I feel like some of you guys are tempted to reach out because I do have right here the Four of Cups in reverse and the outcome, which I will get to in a little bit. So I feel like a lot of you guys are very tempted to reach out. And it is Mercury retrograde. It's going to be Mercury retrograde for another few days, or for at least another 2 weeks. I believe until the 28th or the 29th, and then we still have the post shadow. So a lot of you guys are going to feel tempted to reach out to this person. Okay. And hi, Fancy Delphine. Yes, I am live right now. I am doing $5 tarot readings after this live stream. So you're more than welcome to submit your payment through Cash App or PayPal. And I will be answering those questions after I finish this general reading for Capricorn. Okay, you don't have to be a Capricorn to order a reading tonight. Of course, you can ask a question whenever. And of course, I'm going to be live streaming 1 or 2 more times, depending on my energy. I did drink some coffee right now. So hopefully that keeps me awake. And I do want to finish. I feel very motivated, but hopefully I have the energy. Anyway, so going back to hopes, fears, and or advice. With the Eight of Pentacles or the Eight of Coins in reverse, look, listen, if you are tempted to know where you guys stand, if there is a chance or what's going on, what happened, what is the current status between you two, you can. Okay. For a lot of you, you guys want to I see this hope of wanting to distract yourselves with work. I see this temptation to want to distract yourselves with your career. But the feeling that I get with this card is that some of you guys, it's almost like an intuition, where some of you guys feel like it will work for just a little bit, and then it's going to get to a point where you guys can no longer distract yourselves. This person is going to be constantly in your mind, Mercury retrograde. And then we have as the outcome 4 of Cups in reverse. Now, the 4 of Cups in reverse just tells me that someone here is going to act upon their dissatisfactions. Because when it comes to the 4 of Cups, this is somebody who's bored. This is someone who sat there in lotus and meditated and meditated and meditated and was hoping for whatever they were trying to manifest. But now this person is seeing that they still have 3 cups. They don't have anything more. And they're stuck. Maybe it's getting to a point where you're waiting. You're trying to stay positive. You're trying to manifest. But nothing has happened. And in reverse, as we move into January, leaving December, we might act upon our dissatisfactions. Now, that's going to be different for everyone, okay? So acting upon your dissatisfactions, does that mean that some of you guys will just start dating some other people? Yes. It seems like a lot of you guys are in a place where you guys feel established. You guys feel like you guys are mature. And it seems like you guys are ready for love. You guys are ready for a commitment, a relationship. You guys want to be this is the archetype of the father husband. Okay. This is the epitome of the old fashioned father husband, the breadwinner. And you feel like you're already that person. You just want to be that person for somebody. Okay. Does that mean that you'll still try to reach out to this person? You're going to stay indecisive. Okay. You're going to stay indecisive. But I really get this feeling for a lot of you that I think that, again, I'm seeing this thing where it's going to get to a point where it's like, it's going to be hard to ignore. But will you guys make that decision in December to reach out to this person? I think you guys are going to stay in indecision. And again, maybe eventually you might not ever make a move because you're just afraid to. You're afraid of the outcome. You're afraid of what will happen. Maybe you're afraid of this person's reaction. Maybe you're afraid of rejection. Maybe you're afraid of all of it. And so I feel like you guys are just not going to choose to do anything about it. Okay? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move forward with our singles. For those who are single and looking, let's go ahead and see what we have for you. So let's see what we have for those who are single and looking. What do we have for our Capricorns who are single and looking? What do we have for our Capricorns? Singles. Our singles here. What do we have for them for December? What predictions? What do you predict for our single Capricorns? Single and looking. For the month of December 2025. Now, for those who are single and looking, for some reason, I am seeing right here that someone from your past is going to reach out. Most likely either a Sagittarius or a Virgo. I am seeing someone here who will reach out to you. For those who have been living under a rock, per se, finally, you're going to try to put yourselves out there. I see you guys mingling, going on dating apps, trying to meet people out online, outdoors. I see you guys putting yourselves out there actively to meet somebody new in the month of December 2025. So we have the moon in the bottom. The moon is about confusion. And this is the overall theme. This is talking about confusion, not knowing what's going on behind the scenes. So this is really talking about an ex. Then maybe there was an ex who just kind of sort of disappeared, or an old flame. Or an old fling, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be someone that you were in a committed relationship with. It could be an old flame, someone who you briefly dated, a fling, someone from your past. Point is, someone from your past is going to be showing back up. But it seems like almost like this person disappeared. There was no information, no behind the scenes information. It was almost like there was like this, I don't know why I want to say a blur. And then all of a sudden, boom, someone shows back up. Yeah, I do feel like this is mainly going to be talking about the cards are telling me it's about both. And for some of you, this could be also an air sign, a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Could also be a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer. Okay. So I'm saying water sign, and I did see that for the X. And for the X reading that I did right now for Capricorn, and I'm seeing that right now for single. So I'm seeing someone returning, someone reaching out to you. But I am also seeing this thing where we're also taking, I feel like this is going to be both for a lot of you. So I see that a lot of you guys are going to be doing both, or dealing with both situations where you're trying to put yourselves out there, you're trying to mingle, but then somebody else shows back up. Or someone from your past shows back up. And the challenge is Page of Wands. Yes, communication here. Give me an upright or show me if it's Capricorn reaching out. Capricorn, you might even end up doing the reaching out too. So some of you guys, it could be you doing the reaching out. And that is your challenge. The cards are telling me right here that your challenge is to reach out, because Page of Wands actually is about texting. This is about messaging, initiating conversations too. okay? Letters, DMing, email, right? So so there was again a period of confusion, okay, or a brief period where there was a blur. We don't have any background information. Maybe you don't have any, you have no idea where this other person has gone. You have no information. And maybe the other way around, there's just nothing, no information from you, and you're challenged with communication. You're challenged with initiating communication. Why? Because someone here shut off. Someone here chose to protect themselves, shield themselves, and tuck themselves away. Again, a time of confusion and not having a lot of information or not knowing what's going on. So if this was someone who acted this way towards you, then from what I'm seeing is that there was a disappearance almost, or there was someone who just poof, just vanished, Capricorn. And it was all because someone here chose to protect themselves, to protect their heart, to protect their sense of ground, to protect themselves. And now we're seeing this thing where someone is reaching out. Someone is going to reach out. Someone is ready to get out of their hermit mode, their hermit phase. And you are challenged with initiating communication. Because someone here is guarding themselves. What's known to be true is Four of Swords in reverse. Now, for a lot of you, there has been a really long break between you and this person. When we have the Four of Swords in reverse, this is a long overdue break. Maybe you just didn't expect that you were not going to hear from this person for this long. Maybe when there was maybe the first few days or the first few weeks of no communication, maybe it was normal for you, but then, or maybe you tried staying positive, but maybe by now it's been months or years for some of you, and you're just like, well, wow, this was a very long break. So for a lot of you, this is someone with whom there was a really long break. Again, this person vanished, and it's like you know nothing about this person. This person knows nothing about you, or at least there's just no way that you guys would know anything about each other. And in the past and passing, I'm seeing a breakup, a separation. So in the past and passing with the Lovers card in reverse, there was a separation in the past prior to December 2025. And a breakup or a separation, point is both parties going separate ways. And now you're challenged with you wanting to come out of your hermit mode, your hermit phase. Now, this is especially if you have a lot of Virgo or Sagittarius in your chart, but someone here with those qualities is going to come out of their hermit mode, hermit phase. So if you were the person that kind of went into your hermit phase, your hermit mode, it could be you. But especially because I have the Page of Wands as your challenge, I'm really tempted to say that you're challenged with initiating conversation. I'm actually interested in knowing why the cards are encouraging you to reach out, because I'm seeing that there was a separation and then nothing, just a blur. And all because someone, you or the other person or the both of you, someone here guarded themselves, shielded themselves so hard, they kind of almost just pushed this other person away. This all happened because someone chose to guard themselves. And then there was a separation. And then it got to a point where this break took longer than expected. And therefore, You're challenged with reaching out. You're challenged with reaching out. But I am seeing something here with the 8 of Cups. I mean, you guys are still committed to moving. And you know what I find so interesting? Because in the bottom, we have the moon, right? And look at how the moon is portrayed, right? We have the moon. But here on the 8 of Cups, we also do have a moon. Almost looks like an eclipse, right? That's about to happen. And I kind of see this. I'm actually going to pull an extra card. Why is the 8 of Cups here? I feel like a lot of you guys might walk away even after reaching out. It's like a lot of you guys will reach out, but you guys will still be determined to walk away from this whole situation. But I have the Star card here. So there seems to be a sense of optimism with that. I feel like a lot of you guys really thought that this was a soulmate or a soul contract. A lot of you guys kind of expected something a little bit better out of this whole situation. And you guys kind of view this as like a soul contract that wasn't fulfilled. That soulmate that got away. But they view you as someone who didn't really want anything serious in the first place. And that you were just going to give them the runaround. That's just the feeling that I get from this other person. They're feeling, or at least the impression they got from you, and it seems like they still feel this way as we speak, is that they almost have this impression that nothing was ever going to happen and that you were just misleading them. Hopes, fears, and or advice. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You are a Capricorn, so it seems like this is going to be an advice. And the cards are telling me right here, December is going to be a very good time to work on grounding meditations. I always recommend doing grounding meditations with trees out in nature. Okay. And there are tons of YouTube videos where you can watch that can show you how to ground with trees. I'm probably going to have to make one of these days. And I would be doing that. Okay. But point is that from what I'm seeing here, is that someone here, there was a separation. And with the moon, it seems like nothing happened. Everything stopped. And you're challenged with reaching out or communicating because this break became a very long break. But even after the reaching out, you're still going to choose to walk away. You're going to still choose to walk away. You're going to see this as a soul contract that was just not successful. I feel like this is going to be very hurtful for you, Capricorn. But the cards are telling me I think the best for you right now is to advocate for yourself in the sense that this is probably a good time for you to meditate, do grounding meditations, ground with trees out in nature. But for a lot of you, I am seeing that there was a really long break with this person, or at least longer than expected. Maybe a lot of you guys, like I said, maybe in the first couple of days, you were just like, oh, maybe it's okay, it's fine, right? But then the days turned into weeks, and then weeks turned into months, right? And maybe so for some of you, it went from months to years, and now it's like, wow, like now I really didn't hear about this person. And you're challenged with reaching out. But for some reason, I'm still seeing that you guys will walk away. Okay. I want to see, why are you challenged with reaching out? Like, I just don't like that. I know I was only just supposed to pull 10 cards, but I want to see, why are you challenged with reaching out? Why? Why are you challenged with that? 9 of Cups. Oh my God. If this is about a water sign, because we have Queen of Cups, if this is about a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces are the water signs. If this is about a water sign with the 9 of Cups, this could be someone that has everything that you want in a person. Okay, so the cards are challenging you to reach out to this person because you're dealing with a water sign that, or a person who's emotional, but is everything that you want. Because the 9 of Cups is the yes card. 9 of Cups is the card of having everything that you want in a person. Okay, you're challenged to reach, but then why are you walking away then? Okay, what's the point of reaching out to this person so that you could just walk away again? What's the point of that? Are you just not supposed to do that? Are you not supposed to walk away? The cards are suggesting a return. But the thing is that at the same time, your separation was also something that needed to happen. You needed this time to introspect. You needed this time to go away. To heal maybe from a betrayal. The betrayal of little to no communication that has caused you to be pessimistic, almost cynical about life. Okay. So is this just so the cards are just predicting that it's going to be another missed opportunity? Is that what the cards are saying? Yeah, another offer, relationship opportunity that will be missed. Yeah. The Hierophant is about convention. It's about conventional things. Okay. And when that card comes out in relationships, it's about conventional relationships. Okay. Formal commitments, right? And I think what the cards are trying to say is that there's an opportunity there. I mean, the idea that you needed to go away and introspect, the cards are saying that that was supposed to happen. You needed to go away to introspect. Okay, that was supposed to happen. All right. But you guys were also supposed to come back. Next one. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we have for situationships, or for those who are in on again, off again relationships. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you guys for this portion of the reading. So let's go ahead and see. The singles got really good right there. I was supposed to see stuff for people who are single and looking, but I'm sorry. I saw something about the ex. I'm sorry. All right. Maybe it is a thing where maybe once you guys are trying to get out and stuff, then that happens, right? Sometimes things happen, right? So let's see for those who are in situationships, or for those who are in on again, off again relationships, all right? So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say in that aspect, in that situation. So let's go ahead and see. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So especially if this is something that's still fresh, or something that just hasn't picked up. So I'm seeing this thing with the Ace of Cups. Either this is something that's fairly new, fairly fresh, or this is a relationship that just hasn't picked up. Hasn't moved on to the next stages in the relationship. Okay, and let's see what's in the bottom. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, a vicious cycle. Yeah, so it seems like, yeah, we're not moving forward. We're not this relationship or situationship or this on again, off again thing is not progressing. It's not moving to, bigger and better things, because it is a vicious cycle. So there's a vicious cycle, something that hasn't even picked up and could be also fairly fresh too. But you're challenged with the Emperor in reverse. Now, this could be a man, or it's just in general talking about someone who is still growing up. You're dealing with somebody who's still growing up. You're dealing with somebody who, you want me to be honest, is a child. It's a man child, okay? And I'm saying a man because it's just easier. If this is a woman or if this is a gender rebel that you're dealing with, then let it be so. But I'm gonna refer this as a man, okay? Just to make this easier for myself. But again, if this is a woman that you're dealing with, or if this is a gender rebel, not necessarily a male or female, or they identify as something different, a gender rebel, then let it be so, right? But I'm gonna refer this as a man. So it seems like you were challenged with someone who is immature, someone who's still working on themselves. And I really get the feeling with this card is that their focus is trying to get their shit together. Their focus is their finances and the lack thereof, and just not being in a good place. Okay. And the reason why this is all happening in the foundation, someone walked away. Okay, someone walked away here. So I'm seeing a thing where we're seeing a vicious cycle. So this is definitely an on again, off again thing. A vicious cycle, something that didn't progress or something that didn't get any better. And you're challenged with somebody who's still trying to get their shit together. What's known to be true is the Queen of Pentacles crowning your reading. So it seems like what's known to be true is that I feel like, especially for those who have felt like you guys have lost your sense of ground, who don't feel very grounded right now, who don't feel very spiritually stable at the moment, who feel kind of a little scattered and all over the place, I feel like you guys will spiritually at least, you will find that ground again in the month of December 2025, okay? I do feel like this was someone who, I'm really getting this feeling that for a lot of you, it didn't even start off that way. So for a lot of you, this was something that turned into a friends with benefits or an on again, off again thing, or something with kind of like a no label, blur label thing. This was something you didn't sign up for. And as a matter of fact, I don't think that's how things were in the beginning. I feel like in the beginning, either there was a conversation of what we wanted and what we wanted out of this and what we were looking for. So I feel like that conversation did take place. And it felt like, you guys were building a foundation with this person. And I feel like in the beginning, there was that potential for it to move into something more. But then it becomes something where it just didn't progress. It seems like you guys had this conversation in the beginning, and then it just didn't come out of that phase. And all because you're dealing with someone who is immature, someone who isn't grown. This is a vicious cycle. And I do see that someone here walked away too. For a lot of you, this is someone who walked away and then came back. Okay? But eventually, I do see here that someone here is going to make a decision. And I feel like this is more the other person. I feel like they're going to make a decision and something is going to happen. And I feel like this other person is going to make a decision mainly because I think they're going to get the impression that you were just never in love with them, or that you just don't care about them. That's so interesting. It's like this person doesn't give you the commitment that you want or that you're looking for. I do see that this person is growing, but at the same time, I see almost that like this person at the end will decide to do something else or to be with someone else. And their excuse is, well, because Capricorn only sees me as a friend. You know, okay, so you will lose attraction for this person, okay? You will lose attraction. The physical attraction will go away, okay? So at least I see that going away first. But I do feel like this other person, even as we speak, finds you very physically attractive. They're still very much drawn to you. Hopes, fears, and or advice, we do have the King of Wands in reverse. I'm going to see this as a fear. I think you fear that you will never make a decision, or at least, yeah, never make a decision, and you kind of stay in this position of indecision and inaction, right? And as the outcome, or at least leaving the month, again, we end with no communication. On again, off again. So I'm seeing this thing where it's like, and on again, off again. This was about on again, off again relationships, right? Where it started off pretty well, or maybe even some of you guys were already in a committed relationship. Then this person walked away. And then this person came back and it turned into like an on again, off again thing. And it just never picked up. So for a lot of you, it went that way. And for others of you, there was a conversation in the very beginning about what we wanted and what we were looking for. And it made you feel, or it gave you the impression that this was heading towards something nice and serious and at least monogamous. And but then I'm seeing someone here eventually is going to move forward, make a decision to walk away from you, Capricorn, because I feel like they're going to blame you. They're going to be like, well, Capricorn doesn't really like me. They more see me like a friend. That's just the energy that I got. But you're going to lose your attraction for this person anyway, although their attraction for you is not going to go away right away. I mean, if that's a good thing, then it's a good thing for you. At least you're winning somewhere, Capricorn. And your fear is indecision. Your fear is indecision. And then we end the month with, again, no communication. Once again, leaving the month, going back into January. So for a lot of you, there was a commitment with this person before. It ends and then it turns into this situationship afterwards. Or this was something you guys didn't sign up for because this person gave you the impression that this was going to be something else, something different. For some of you, you guys had this conversation about what you guys wanted and what you guys wanted in a person, in a relationship. And this conversation gave you the impression that this was heading somewhere. And then it turned into this vicious cycle, this ugly on again, off again thing. And then when we leave the month, we go back into not communicating or not being in communication with this person again. Newly involved. All righty. Newly involved. Newly involved. Let's see for those who have somebody new as we speak. For those who are dating. Someone here, especially if you're involved with a fire sign, if you're newly involved, and you're newly involved with a fire sign being a Sagittarius, Leo, or an Aries, there could be all of a sudden a thing where we see inaction. Okay. And you're seeing all of a sudden no action from a person who is active. So to be even represented by a Knight of Wands in the first place, you have to be someone in terms of love. We have the Lovers in reverse in the bottom. Not starting very good for this newly involved already. Okay, so from what this is telling me right here, this is a person who is proactive, or at least was proactive, or would be the type to be proactive when they're interested in somebody. But all of a sudden we're seeing inaction. And the challenger, your obstacle here is reunion, or the card of reunion. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pull all these cards. Let's see. Yeah, you got the card of reunion. The thing is that I feel like for a lot of you, even for those who do have somebody or who are going to be newly involved with someone, I'm seeing something from your past coming back, and it's going to be a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Water sign, or it could be a fire sign, a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Maybe someone whom in the past we had a commitment, most especially if it's a Taurus. So I'm seeing Taurus. I'm seeing Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm seeing Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. So this is going to resonate for many folks of you. Many folks of you. Wow. And the reason why this is all happening is because nothing happened for a very long time. Okay. So it seems like, again, we saw someone leave, nothing happened. You're newly involved with someone who, it seems like, all of a sudden they freeze, and then boom, someone shows up. And for some of you guys will be two-timing. For some of you guys are going to be juggling two people around, at least for a little bit. But you will drop one person eventually. You'll drop someone eventually. I feel like for a lot of you guys are going to be focusing on what will be successful. Okay. And I do feel like a lot of you guys will be viewing a relationship. Is this going to be the ex, or the person from the past, or the new person? Now, I feel like this is about the new person. I feel like for a lot of you, you feel like there is potential. You do feel like there's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of obstacles, but there is potential. And the reason for that is because I feel like for a lot of you guys see this person more as a friend. I don't think you see this person romantically, the new person. That's the issue. But I do feel like this new person does want something serious with you. So this is why we have the Lovers in reverse. I see that some of you guys are going to get into a freshly new committed relationship, or you guys are going to meet someone, and you guys are going to do this whole conventional dating and all of that. And then boom, in the middle of that, someone from your past, you reunite with them. And especially after not knowing anything about them, not hearing from them, and you're going to two-time them for a while. You will. But you will make a decision. You will eventually drop one person. But how you feel about the new person, it's telling me that I feel like you like them more as a friend. I don't think you have romantic feelings. I think you care about them, but you're going to realize your feelings are not romantic. And you see potential. I think you see potential, but you feel like even though there's potential, you see a lot of obstacles too. Hopes, fears, and/or advice with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you fear, again, a vicious cycle. It seems like you fear a vicious cycle in this situation, okay? Or in this relationship that you're newly involved with. Why do we have the Seven of Wands? So I'm seeing something about a vicious cycle and someone here justifying their actions. Is this going to be you justifying your actions? No. Someone here who is a manipulator. Is this a person from the past? Could be. So someone from your past could be a manipulator. And I see them justifying their actions. So at the same time, when it comes to this person from your past, justifying actions. Okay? So, but when it comes to the new person, you see potential, but at the same time, you see a lot of obstacles, and you don't even feel, you don't have romantic feelings for them anyway. But you will choose. You will make a decision in December, whether it's going to be this new person or this person, this blast from the past. Okay? Committed. Let's see what we have for those who are in a committed relationship. We're acting upon our dissatisfactions, okay? We're feeling a lot of anxiety, and you're challenged with, especially for those who are living with this person, we are challenged with leaving. It seems like a lot of you guys are holding on to this relationship because you guys just don't want to start over. Maybe some of you guys bought a house with this person. Maybe some of you guys have this socioeconomic institution with this person. And from what this is telling me right here is that your challenge is to end or to break this foundation that you've built with this person. The reason why is because you have been building with this person, okay? So you've been building with this person for a while. So it seems like for a lot of you, this is something that has been a long-term thing. You've been building with this person, and you guys both build everything together. But this relationship brings you a lot of anxiety. There are times where maybe you or maybe the other person, someone here jumps into conclusions a lot. Someone here Someone here tends to imagine things or jump into conclusions or kind of just add more things to the story it seems like someone here imagines things. Like, for instance, like this could be the type of person, if you don't answer the phone, oh, you were cheating on me. I know you were cheating on me. I know you were with somebody else. Was it with your coworker, Sarah? Were you with your coworker, Sarah? That would be the 9 of Wands or the 9 of Swords in reverse, right? I knew you were with Sarah. Mm-hmm. In the past and passing. So I feel like for a lot of you, you guys have thought about this a lot. I think there has been a lot of thought about this relationship, how it stresses you out. But this is someone you've built a lot with. And I feel like you guys think about that a lot. But you're challenged with leaving this. You know this isn't going to work. You guys fight a lot. This person justifies their actions. I'm really seeing that this person justifies their actions. They don't ever take accountability. They always have something to say. They can't just be like, okay, I'm sorry, I fucked up, or like, or it's always the thing where like, okay, I fucked up, but it was because you. But I feel like they also see you as someone who is a manipulator, but I feel like they only see you that way because they don't like to take accountability. Hopes, fears, and or advice. Well, your advice is to keep your options open, to move on, but don't lay your eggs in one basket, at least not for now. You need to keep your options open moving forward, and at least leaving the month of December going into January 2026. We do have the 5 of Swords in reverse. I see another argument. I see another fight. Okay, so I see another argument. I see another fight. What's in the bottom? Slow and steady wins the race, though. I don't see you guys. For those who are worried about starting over, the cards are telling me, well, especially with that Knight of Pentacles, you'll be absolutely fine. I don't think you guys are going to start from the bottom of the barrel, or at least from the very bottom, I mean. I don't see you guys starting that way, or at least starting over like that. I think you guys will be fine. Okay? So thank you so much. Take care. Blessed be. Namaste. Nobody paid for a $5 reading. I figured, everyone is probably sleeping by now, but let me double check. Nope. Nobody did. But it is like 2 a.m. here. All right, guys. Take care. Blessed be. Namaste. And I will see you guys later. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this Scorpio reading. I'm going to just go ahead and do it later today. I'm going to go and take a nap. See you guys later. Take care. Blessed be. Namaste. And I will see you guys in a little bit and I'm sorry for those who stayed up to watch the Scorpio video, but I'm going to go ahead and do the Scorpio video later today. Okay?